And welcome to episode 132 of Chat with Gunner. Hey, real quick before you go anywhere, what I'd like for you to do is go to the YouTube, subscribe if you haven't already, comment, like, do whatever you need to do. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, please subscribe there too and leave a review. That's the only thing we ask you to do on this show. The show is absolutely free. All we hope is that you have some laughs, maybe get a little bit of value, learn something, and just have a good time. Other than that, though, hey, Ethan, we're back. It's another week. We're going to keep this one tight. We're going to get out of here pretty soon. We're going to quit rambling on like we do so much. But what I wanted to break down real quick is what I talked about a little bit last week, and that's the 75 Hard Challenge. I'm on day 25 right now of this 75 Hard Challenge, and I've been honestly just crushing it. It's got me back in the groove. It's got me back in the positive momentum. It's got me moving. It's got me routine. It's got me learning back because you go in these phases where you get out of the learning season or the learning mood, and I think we always need to be learning, and when we're learning, we're operating at our best. But why I'm liking the challenge? Is because it's got me walking again. I forgot how much I love to walk. I was doing it a lot about 2 years ago when I was on the nutrition solutions and stuff, and I also got lean. But then I wasn't working out hard. I wasn't supplementing like I am now. I wasn't lifting heavier weights. I was just kind of just walking all the time, doing a bunch of cardio and doing more functional training. So I got smaller than I wanted to be. So this time when I did it, I said I want to get heavier. I want to go from 217 to 225 to 228, below 10% body fat. So I was wanting to gain weight and lose body fat. So it was a very difficult challenge for myself for the 75 days, but we're 25 days in, and I woke up this morning. I am 222.2, so I've went from 217.8 to 222.2 in 25 days. So I'm on pace to definitely hit that goal, and it's easy, man. So why not like it? It's got me eating foods that are very digestible, foods that I like, foods that are easy on my body, and foods that are actually full of nutrition. So I'm eating chicken and rice at least 2 or 3 times a day, and then throw some eggs in there occasionally, throw some peanut butter in there, maybe pre-workout or post-workout, throw some Ghost protein shakes in there. A little bit of a shout-out for them. They're not only the best energy drink, and listen, I'm not sponsored by Ghost, but, dude, their stuff tastes incredible. So their Chips Ahoy protein, I've been doing that. I do it after I work out and usually before I go to bed. So I'm doing those things and drinking a gallon of water. I just feel really good. And maybe I've got water weight on me because I don't drink that much water all the time. I'll probably stay in a dehydrated state. I'm not sure what it is, but my weight went up. It's crazy. 5 pounds, 222.2. And I'm taking a picture every day because that's part of the challenge. And we've talked about what's required in the challenge. And there's several videos about that, so you can check that out if you need to. But one of the things is you got to take a progress picture every day. And there's this app on my phone that you upload the progress picture, and then at the end of the 75 days, I think you get to see all 75, pictures or whatever. But I can just scroll through my phone, and I can see day 1, and I can see day 25. It's kind of crazy how much you can change in that short amount of time, especially when I've been, lean before and bulky before, and I was kind of in that in-between phase of just a relaxed state for the most part. And I was being lazy, man. I was just, I had to get off the couch mentality, and I needed a challenge to kickstart that into gear, and it really has. So the books I've read, the Power of One More, and that's Ed Milet. I've listened to Alex Hormozy's $100 Million Offer. I've listened to Alex Hormozy's Gym Launch, which is actually his first book when he was talking about opening businesses and marketing stuff, but he was talking specifically to gyms, trying to put that into logistics on my end. So that's the 3 that I've already knocked out. I read the Ed Milet one, the other ones I've listened to. So the 10 pages a day was Ed Milet, and I just finished that up not long ago. But yeah, man, it's great. I love it. I feel great. I started this after the death match, so I haven't been able to wrestle yet with it. So I get to wrestle tomorrow against a guy, and forgive me, I don't know his name, but I just followed him on a couple social medias. I've never met him, never seen him work. I think he's pretty new to the scene, and he looks great. He's a big guy. I think listed wise, they either got him listed at 6 foot, 6'1", 240 pounds. So I mean, I'm listed at 6'1", and when I was in my prime of wrestling, 241. So now I say I'm 6'1", 225 when I go to the ring. But I'm gonna give him my real weight, and we're gonna kind of be able to see, is he saying he's something that he's not, and we're gonna play that out. So I'll weigh in tomorrow. I'll weigh in first thing in the morning, and then go hit my workout at Gold's, and then I'll go walk at lunchtime, and then I'll get off work a little early, and we'll go down to Canton, and we'll have ourselves a wrestling match. But so that should be good. But other than that, man, we were supposed to be talking about Elvis this week, and unfortunately, I never even got an opportunity or a chance to go watch the movie. So did you?
I did not.
So great. So we'll definitely cover that when we see it. I just didn't have a chance to do any of that.
I had multiple plans this week of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go see Elvis, and then after that, on Thursday or Friday, I'll go see Thor. I didn't buy tickets. Didn't even cross my mind. So
Thor's out now?
Thor is out tomorrow, basically.
Oh,
wow. I've heard it's one of those things, and I know we're trying to keep this light. It's one of those things where I'm really afraid, because a lot of people I respect their opinion on movies have gone and seen it and don't like it. The critics at the very beginning, critics were like bombing it.
Oh, yeah.
It was like 30% or something like that. It was as low as Thor: The Dark World, which is considered the worst Marvel movie.
Oh wow.
But I'm also one of those people that I can appreciate bad movies. Like the original Venom, at the time before it really came into itself, I'm getting messages like crazy. Good Lord. When it first came out, people were like meh about it.
Yeah.
But then people sort of warmed up to it. I liked it the first time I saw it.
Right.
So I'm wondering if it may be that kind of situation where it is a little bit of the franchise like fatigue. Because I mean, the numbers have been going down since Endgame.
Sure.
Like, nobody went and saw Eternals. I mean, I
did. Yeah.
But more people saw Shang-Chi than Eternals. Spider-Man always sells out. That's not a big deal. But then even Doctor Strange, like, people are a little in the middle on it. Even though I liked it, some other people liked it. Like, it's not... Until we know what all of this is for, we can't really gauge on what the point is. Like, it was over. Yeah, you've got WandaVision that led into Multiverse of Madness. Makes sense. You've got Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We haven't really gotten the payoff for that yet.
Yeah.
Like, I think Captain America, Captain Falcon, whatever you want to call him, was in like Miss Marvel. But not everybody's watching Miss Marvel. Like, it's not necessarily a show for everyone anyway.
Right.
On top of that, you've also got Loki, which I would have expected by now, the Loki series, the ramifications for that to show up somehow, but they really haven't. I mean, technically in Multiverse of Madness, they show up because, very quick synopsis, in the show Loki, instead of one timeline, it gets broken up into a multiverse. So, like, obviously, instead of the MCU only having one timeline, now they have a multiverse. But, like, you haven't seen Loki, you haven't seen anything else. You haven't seen the big bad from Loki that it had been, like, rumored for so long.
Yeah.
Which is Kang the Conqueror, which is probably, at some point, we'll see. And then Moon Knight. Like, Moon Knight is so... I don't want to say small in the grand scheme of things, because it kind of was a very good show. I really enjoyed Moon Knight.
Yeah.
But like I don't know why that show exists.
Right.
I have no reason to have even watched it other than I like Oscar Isaac. And that's about it. Like,
right.
Until we have, like, I don't even know what necessarily phase 4, like phase 1 through 3, right? You had phase 1, Iron Man, Thor, Captain America. What's that lead up to? Avengers.
Right.
Phase 2, Avengers 2. Phase 3, Avengers Infinity War, and then Endgame. made sense. We had a tentpole movie at the very end that was supposed to, like, we're looking forward to.
Right.
With this, I don't know that there is. I mean, there's not an Avengers movie coming out. I mean, there's Guardians 3, there's Blade, which I'm excited for. Ant-Man 3. That's about it. Like, I don't know. Again, franchise fatigue is definitely a thing at this point. It's been 13 years.
Well, this is the time where the hierarchy changes in the superhero universe. And DC starts making the better stuff because Marvel blew their wad with their absolute best stuff they could ever possibly come out with.
Honestly, and that's not even like a dig at Marvel.
No.
Like, if they stopped after Endgame, everyone would have been like, cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, you've got, other than the X-Men and maybe Fantastic Four. We didn't get a good Fantastic Four movie because it was owned by 20th Century Fox.
Right.
We never got an MCU Fantastic Four movie, which we're getting.
Yeah.
But, like, other than those two teams, I don't know that there's really any Marvel superheroes that we haven't seen yet. Other than Blade, who is technically Marvel, which, sure, I'd love to see a Blade movie. I'd also love to see, like, a Ghost Rider movie. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Just have Nicolas Cage do it again.
Yes. 100%.
Absolutely would love that. Did you see that today? Disney announced National Treasure 3.
No.
Oh, dude.
With him?
They haven't said anything. It was just like on Disney Plus's Twitter account or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll look it up. Continue on your DC spiel.
Yeah, but so I saw today on The Rock's Instagram that July 23rd, San Diego, California, the People's Champ is making an appearance, a rare appearance with an audience to the Comic-Con. And he's going to be with his fellow Black Adam cast and doing the whole Black Adam deal. And they're doing like this big he'll probably be in costume. It's The Rock,
Oh, he better be.
So
like that's one of those things that's also kind of surprising to me, which I mean, it makes sense now that he's doing it, but The Rock's never been at Comic-Con.
I think he's been there maybe, but not
he's
he's been there was The Rock when he was The Rock in wrestling.
Okay.
Right?
That makes sense.
He was a big deal.
Yeah.
If you watched wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Then when he crossovered into movies, he kind of disappeared for a while.
He really did.
Right? Unless you were a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
And you watched The Rock movies.
Yeah.
And was like, that's Dwayne.
Yeah.
And then when he did the whole second wrestling return and started his social media push on Twitter, Facebook, everything, and started really growing his brand in 2010, that's when The Rock became The Rock. So since that time, no.
Exactly. And that's what I was trying to think of is like, I mean, yeah, he wouldn't have ever been in like any of the Hall H, which is always like, I don't know if it's Hall H, but one of the halls is always DC/Marvel. It's whatever they're gonna.
It's Hall H.
Yeah, Hall H. It's what they're gonna, announce anything or have a panel of all the actors, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So yeah, The Rock having his first Hall H appearance.
Only 6,000 people allowed to go.
Jeez.
He goes. You guys know it's going to sell out like this.
Yeah.
So be ready.
Yeah. No kidding.
I mean,
that's
I would
one of
love
those
to
things.
go, but I just
It's San Diego Comic-Con.
San Diego.
Listen, here's the thing, and this is this is something that I've just kind of accepted.
Ethan, we're going over
as a
30
nerd.
minutes.
Oh God, we are.
You started talking. That's the problem.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
It's okay.
I mean, we're halfway there. We
I'm
can
here
get out
now,
of here.
but I got shit to talk. I got Hawaiian shirts to talk about. All
Okay.
kinds of stuff.
Okay. But what I was gonna say was, you are getting to that realization that I have after I was like, oh yeah, looking at E3 every year. E3 doesn't really happen anymore because of COVID.
Yeah.
It was already on the decline. Nobody, I think Sony totally pulled out of E3. Nintendo doesn't do E3 conferences anymore. But it was just like, oh yeah, I can go to E3 one year and just play all these games that are come out in the next year. Blah blah blah. No. There, you would have to have so much money to get to LA. Then you'd have to have the money for the pass, and you have to pick either 1 day, 2 days, or all 3 days. You also got to know what the scheduling is for that shit. You got to know all of this stuff, have all this money, or be a part of the press that gets to go for free. But also, not everyone from every, if you work at IGN, you may not be on the E3 team. You're probably going to be stuck at home or stuck at your office still working on everything daily for IGN.
Sure.
So, and same thing with Comic-Con. Trying to get to Comic-Con and getting, a badge, tickets, whatever, that's a lot. On top of, for people like us, because I know us, I know me, and I know you, as soon as we get to Comic-Con, you're going to have at least, $1,000 just ready to buy the merch that's there.
Yeah.
It's like going to Disneyland. You can't just look at the price of Disneyland and be like, oh yeah, that's all I'll spend for the vacation.
I would spend $1,000 on whatever I wear there.
Oh, 100%.
Like, I would be in full costume of something.
That, you know what?
What would I go as?
You could pull off a very good, not a red and blue Superman suit. You would do the Zack Snyder Justice League suit, the black and kind of silver. You could pull that off.
Yeah?
Yeah. You could definitely pull off a Superman.
But I don't like Superman.
I know. But
So I'm going to need the Batman.
do you want to be in a Batman suit and cowl for a whole freaking day?
Yes.
In LA or San Diego heat?
I mean, not really. But I feel like
in
it's
all
necessary.
black?
I feel like it's necessary. I feel like I would be cheating on Bruce if I didn't.
You would be, but that's for your own health at that point. That's the thing about I love about the cosplay community. Because for Star Wars, there's the 501st, so they're the guys that literally make the suits for stormtroopers, and will go out to Children's Miracle Network, St. Jude's. They'll walk around. They'll have one person in Darth Vader that's movie accurate,
Gotcha.
down to where the laces are and his boots and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Those people jury rigging of fans in these helmets and how small these fans are, but then it only lowers the in helmet temperature by 2 degrees, but that 2 degrees can save you from a heat stroke.
Right.
It's still hot and you're just drenched in sweat, but that 2 degrees will keep you from going over
Sure.
your body's heat maximum. That stuff is fascinating to me because they love their hobby so much and they want to do it so accurately that they'll risk heat stroke and or I've seen people like women in binders to fit into the costume so that they look accurate. It's just
with binders,
so they look corsets, stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
Yeah,
they literally can't breathe properly.
Yeah.
It's fascinating to me. But back to the National Treasure thing, it's called Edge of History.
Ooh,
that's not a bad tagline.
Yeah,
but it's not my favorite.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The National Treasure series is one of my favorite movie series ever. That time of Pirates of the Caribbean, National Treasure, that's one nostalgic for me because I was 7?
Yeah.
And I'm a history buff, so I love American history. Especially, the first one being a Declaration of Independence and the Revolution. That stuff's cool. I don't know. I just don't know what to expect out of that. If it's not Nicolas Cage, it's not good. But even still, even if it's not Nicolas Cage, they could save it by having a good story, having good comedy, blah 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 blah. But
you still have to have him in it some way or another.
He's probably the dad. The main character may be the daughter or the son of the couple. That would make sense to me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you gotta just do it right. Even Uncharted, they have to do it right.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones, they got to do it right. And there's going to be another one of those before Harrison Ford dies.
There is? With him?
They're making another Indiana Jones.
With Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
It's awesome. He's like Sylvester Stallone, bro.
Harrison Ford just doesn't stop. I don't know how
And he flies airplanes.
He's been old
time.
as long as I've been alive.
Yeah.
And that's 25 years. I just don't, like, I do get it because it's really cool to, I mean, it'd be really cool to be Harrison Ford. But at some point, you've got to pull a Robert Redford and be like, I got to stop doing this.
Yeah.
I respect Robert Redford for bowing out gracefully.
Ooh, did you see sad news? James Caan died.
Yes.
Now, I'm assuming you know him from Godfather.
Yes.
You know how I know him?
How?
Brian's song.
Yeah?
You know what Brian's song is?
No.
One of the most sad sports movies you'll ever watch in your entire life that is based on a true story.
Wait. I do know this.
James Caan,
Oh,
a young
geez.
James Caan plays Brian Piccolo, running back for the Chicago Bears. And his teammate is Gale Sayers, running back for Chicago Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Piccolo was the starting running back at the time, and then Gale Sayers got drafted, and he's a little bit more shifty, and then Brian got a little banged up, a little injured, a little hurt, and got down with a little sickness. Brian ended up dying, Brian Piccolo. That was a sad scene. James Caan nailed it. And now at 82 years young, James Caan passed away. Rest in peace, James Caan. He's been in some great movies.
I know my grandfather loved El Dorado, which was a John Wayne movie, I think. Is that John Wayne? Yes.
Great actor.
There's been a few deaths here recently that were like, oh wow. Sounds stupid, but the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh died. He was 60 years old. They found his body just wash up on shore off the coast of Japan. And it was just like, he was in like full snorkeling gear and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was just like, wow, like 60 years old, he was snorkeling. I mean, man's got more money than anybody over here. Like,
sure.
He made Yu-Gi-Oh, which is a $1 billion franchise.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
Yeah, he's doing okay. But like 60 years old and he drowned. Damn. And a lot of people, a lot of people that don't even care about Yu-Gi-Oh anymore, like me, like that was a bit of my childhood.
Yeah.
That was a big part of my childhood.
Okay, now have the Yu-Gi-Oh cards went up since then?
No.
I didn't
now,
know.
something signed by him probably.
Yeah. Okay.
That would make sense to me.
All right.
But I don't know how many of those there are.
Oh, I bought a few more goodies for my office.
Oh, yeah?
So I bought, I've been doing more action figure stuff, trying to find like some sealed ones and just some things that made sense. So I don't know if you remember this. You were born in what?
97.
Damn, Ethan. Okay, so I was born 91, so
Yep.
I started getting into wrestling in like 97, 98, late 97, early 98.
Yeah.
And the wrestlers that were out back then were made by Jakks Pacific.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And
Okay.
so their first series came out in 1996, and it was these wrestlers that would like, it was called they were like bone crunching sounds or something like that. Bone. So like you could like, they were like rubber.
Oh, I know exactly
They
what
were
you're
the
talking about.
perfect action figure.
Yeah.
They weren't plastic. They were rubber. They felt like a action figure, like a toy.
They were almost like a Stretch Armstrong a little bit.
But not.
But
like,
not stretchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly what
I
it
know
was.
exactly what you're talking
And
about.
the
Holy
only
crap.
thing that was different compared to the new ones is like you can't get as specific or as real or as in detail in the face. Just
No,
because
yeah.
it's rubber. Like you would see a bunch of wrestlers had the same face, but they would just paint it differently or whatever it might be. So those wrestlers came out. And I never had any of the ones from Series 1 or Series 2, but when they came out with like Series 3 and the other ones, that was like 97, 98, I used to have a bunch of those. And I still have them. Like Marcus Plays was these old wrestlers that have like got paint scrape marks and they've been through it, right? But some of them were still pretty good shape, and those were some of the ones that we were selling on eBay when we were selling stuff on eBay. And then I started looking at them, and I was like, you know what would be cool? So I have my sports card collection like the ones that like the 36 that I really like, the most valuable ones. I have them hanging up in my office. So I was trying to figure out, I wonder if they make a display case for action figures that are 6 inch tall, because that's what those Jakks Pacifica ones are, and then do one of those where I go buy a bunch of loose figures cheap, get the platforms, and put them all up. So I'd have like the set or the collection, maybe just not in the best shape. And then I got on eBay and started looking at them. So the Ultimate Warrior was in Series 2 of the original one.
Gotcha.
Sealed in package. I was seeing them for around $100.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
It's not terrible.
Not terrible.
I've seen G.I. Joes go for more. But
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But I was like $100. I was like, okay. So then I did my thing that I do, where I kind of like type in certain words and do the newest bid and all that stuff. Well, I ended up getting a hold of one, and out the door got it for $60, shipping, handling, tax, everything. All right, $60. Sealed in the package. It should be on the way. But then I ran across a couple more that got a little bit cheaper. But here's the reason why I got them. So that was the only Ultimate Warrior made by Jakks Pacific as well.
Okay.
They made one more that was in a box set that was like gold, but you can't just find it by itself.
Yeah.
But Rocky Maivia, a young Dwayne Johnson, his first action figure came out in 1997.
Okay.
Stone Cold's first action figure came out in 1997, and they're both in the same line. I got both of those sealed as well, and I got one for like $20 and one for like $30.
That's not bad.
That's the first Rock action figure, the first Stone Cold action figure,
that's
and
like
the last Ultimate Warrior Jakks figure.
That's fascinating because like that would, I don't know what they were like back then.
$4.99.
Still not bad for 25 years on. For a collectible like that in wrestling of all things, that's not bad.
Now, if you look at those same ones, if they was to get signed by Stone Cold or The Rock, or you had the Ultimate Warrior, like it's like they're $5,000.
Oh, 100%.
Like, because it's their first action figure, it's sealed, and it's their signature.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that'd be pretty cool. So I got some of those, and then I ran across got me in like sports cards again or whatever. I ran across the Ultimate Warrior card, one of his rookie cards. Like $20. Picked up one of those. Yeah, dude. So I picked up some more things for the collection over at the old office.
And I will repeat myself. You will need $5,000 if you ever go to a Comic-Con or Dragon Con, because you will buy. People go there with like the signed stuff.
Oh, I know.
And like sealed stuff. Like I remember seeing somebody that I know go to Dragon Con, and they're like, hey, we know Ethan likes Spider-Man comics. Let's look for like a vintage Spider-Man comic. Blah blah blah. They found the classic. I don't know if you may not have seen this before, but it's him on the right side of the page, swinging with his left arm, carrying a guy. Mm-hmm. It's like I think it's Amazing Spider-Man #1. They found one. It was in pretty rough shape, but it wasn't as expensive. It was like, I want to say like $250, $500, something like that. I don't remember specifics, but they're like, Ethan, do you want to get this? We can figure something out. I was like, no, don't spend that much on me. I didn't even get to go. Like if I'd gone and I had saved up, I probably would have bought it. But like, it's one of those things where, again, it's like Disneyland. If you like getting collectibles, that is like the worst place to go for your wallet.
Yeah, no.
Something else I was just thinking about. You know what would be cool for your desk?
Ooh, what's that?
So I remember seeing this a long time ago. You know the like $300 Millennium Falcon Lego set?
Yep.
I remember seeing somebody who was like a big Star Wars fan. He bought one or was gifted one, and he paid for a custom glass case desk with like tempered glass and everything, so he could display it right in front of him. It was like an L-shaped desk. What would be cool for you, though, I think, would be to have a glass case desk like that, but then have, in some way, with clear like holders or something like that, having like an actual match with those figures. Any of the loose ones you have. I think that'd be cool. It's not a bad idea.
That is cool.
I'm just giving you ideas.
Yeah. That is
there's
cool.
our 30 minutes.
That is cool. I do like that.
Just giving you ideas, man. Because again, like your background for some of the videos that you've done while at the office, and like that seems like kind of what would fit. I mean, didn't you say that you have like glass cases, not just for cards, but like for something else?
No, I've just got the ones for cards. I need to get some more stuff. I need like that desk to do I need another part of it. Like they just made the L shape or the attachment to it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't come out until like November. I think I already pre-ordered it. I can't remember.
You pre-ordered a desk.
Well, just 'cause I need more room, man. Like I need that L. Like I need the L
100%.
to go.
When I was building my PC setup at home, when I first moved out, first apartment, blah blah blah, I was like, we went to IKEA as like me and my roommate. And we're like, what are we getting? Also, what can fit in my Hyundai Accent 2003 hatchback?
Right.
Eventually, I was like, okay, I need a desk. If I get anything here, I need a desk. And so, it's just, you buy the wood slabs and you buy the legs. That's it. But I was like, okay, if I get one long slab and one short slab, I can have an L desk. And I can have, like, the L be against the wall and then the thing jut off the wall. That has saved me so much space.
Yeah.
Because I can have everything on my desk, computer, monitor, keyboard, everything, and then I have so much more room to have, like, when I was first started here and I still had my computer at home, I had so much room.
Right.
So I could, like, actually have papers out and blah, 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 sketches and stuff like that for when I was doing graphic design for us. It's just L-shaped desks all the way, dude.
Yeah, I need to do that. There's a lot I need to do.
I need to come to the office so I can feng shui your place. You probably need a plant or two.
Yeah, I could use a plant. Oh, so we went to Atlanta. We had a sales trip yesterday.
Yeah.
And we found ourselves near Norcross for this one customer. But we went to go eat at Chipotle, chicken and rice, So I was like, hey, guys, we're going to Chipotle. So we go to Chipotle. Well, we pull into this like a little strip mall type area. And I was like, man, there's a bunch of Asians here. It's like, throw me off a little bit.
Okay.
So then I start looking at the signs of the places that they're like the restaurants.
Yeah.
It's like a Thai place. And then there's a ramen place. And then there's a bubble tea place. Then there's the Hong Kong supermarket, which is like the size of a Food Lion. And then beside that, it's like the pedicure spots. And
Happy Nail.
Yeah, like seriously.
Perfect Nail.
And then like the hair places.
Yeah.
And then just like fruit and stuff sitting outside.
Is it like just a mini, like Atlanta-sized
Chinatown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay, so we're sitting at Chipotle, and I go, well, guys, we're going to the Hong Kong supermarket. That's what we're going to do.
Absolutely.
So walk into the Hong Kong supermarket, and we go to the meat section, right? Go to the meat section. Now, I want you to think right now, if you're listening to this, you go to Buy Low, you go to Food Lion, you go to Publix, Walmart, fill in the blank, Target, fill in the blank, grocery store. You go to the meat section. What do you got? You got some chicken. You got some beef. Yeah, it's for like ground beef. Then you got your steak. You got some lamb, some pork, some seafood, some shrimp, some lobsters, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You might even get crazy. Some Beyond Meat, right? Some fake meat.
Maybe some buffalo steaks.
Maybe some buffalo bison.
Or most of the time it's like
or buffalo, but yeah, like bison.
Yeah.
Ground beef or whatever.
Yep.
Or no, I guess ground bison. Yeah. So that's what I was expecting.
I don't know why.
Walk up into the Hong Kong supermarket, and the first thing I see
Yeah.
is in the same package that steaks would be, duck heads.
Yeah.
As in duck's heads.
Yeah.
Like 12 of them.
Yeah.
All right. Right next to the duck heads, this is not a joke. It's indented in my brain now. Right next to the duck heads was the pork heart. All right, pig heart.
Mm-hmm.
And directly next to the pig heart was the pig liver.
Yep.
And then next to the pig liver was the chicken feet.
Yep. Nothing yet has surprised me.
Yeah. So, a couple questions.
Okay.
Have you had any of those four?
Okay. So, again, I am the whitest Asian you'll ever meet. I sadly have never tried any of those.
Okay.
The closest I may have gotten was chicken feet. It would have been when I was way younger, when we were back in Iowa, because my mom had a bunch of Vietnamese friends.
Okay. I thought you were about to say my mom's had a bunch of chickens.
No, she had a bunch of Vietnamese friends, and every Vietnamese New Year, Chinese New Year, same thing, Lunar New Year, we would have, like, I remember going to places, and, like, it was, like, not an auditorium, but it was, like the one of the halls here at, like, the Chattanooga Auditorium.
Yeah.
The
Convention center.
Convention center, yeah. It was like one a very small one of those, and it was just like a bunch of Asian people celebrating New Year.
Cool.
And so I've tried testicle. I believe it was beef testicle. I've tried beef heart. I've tried liver. But it was chicken liver, so that's pretty normal around here, especially. I'm not a fan of liver or heart. If I'm going to eat meat, it needs to be like muscle. I don't want anything that's an organ. How about that?
Yeah.
I've never tried eyeballs. I've heard a lot of people rave about eyeballs. They're just like grapes. And I can't pull myself to do that.
So, all right. Have you seen this Liver King guy?
Yes.
All right. Have you really watched him, or you just seen him?
I've seen, like, Mr. Beast or somebody did a video with him that I saw. And
so you've seen him.
I tapped on it, probably listened to like 3 minutes.
All right. So this guy grabbed my attention. Okay. One, because he's mainly like carnivore, and I've been there, done that. And I know what carnivore does to you within 3 months, and it doesn't add size to you. So I'm looking at what he's eating, and he had the carnivore mentality. I feel like I'm sitting all over this thing. The carnivore mentality, but he had a different thought process, and he has these ancestral tenets that he lives his life by. And, just one of them is eating or whatever, nutrition. But think about this. He goes, what's the first thing that a great white does when it rips open, another shark or a whale or whatever prey it is?
Goes for the liver.
Goes for the liver. First thing it does. Why?
I don't know why.
It's the most nutrition in the body.
Really?
In the liver. All right? Yeah. It's crazy. Like, look up, like, it's like weird, like the vitamins and like everything goes through there, right? So what he does is he's like, well, that has to make sense. Like, if the liver also helps your liver, why wouldn't the brain help your brain, the heart help your heart, and like the muscle help your muscle? Does that make sense? Like,
what you eat should go to what you're trying to build.
Because
I guess I get
so
that,
think about like I guess let's just talk about your eyes. Like, I didn't think that's a thing, but let's talk about your eyes. Like, the aminos and building blocks, the DNA, everything that goes involved in like making an eye, creating an eye, or whatever, the nutrition that would be there is already there. So when you eat that, you're getting everything you need to help your eye. Yeah. Because you're just eating something that you already have.
I see where the thought process is, but you also have to remember a lot of that stuff gets broken down when you digest it.
Sure.
So, yes and no. The human beings are pretty like good at like taking in nutrients because we literally have to survive. But like in some ways, the human body is very, very bad at it. To like it's not as efficient as it could be, especially humans, modern humans, I should say, because of how our bodies have been raised from day one.
There's also a difference too. So think of it this way, and you'd have to be able to feel this. So, like when you're overfed, overeating, right? So say you're overeating and it's time to eat another meal, and you're just eating, like you're not eating because you're hungry, you're just eating because
you're supposed to.
You're going to eat.
Yep.
So you've been eating all day. Now it's time to get Zaxby's. You get to Zaxby's, like, oh man, I am hungry, so I'm gonna get the biggest Zaxby's meal they got. And then you get it, and you eat a quarter of the meal, and you're like, man, I'm stuffed, because you had nowhere to put it. Like you're already overfed, right? That's the majority of Americans.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get to a point to where everything that you eat, you feel like is being digested and being used up into the next meal that you eat, like you feel a flatness. Does that make sense? Like when you're just overly carbed, you're always going to feel kind of full, but you're also eating fats and you filling your stomach with just processed shit, and it's not good. But when you're eating to the next meal, giving yourself enough energy to the next meal, and then you put something like a liver or a heart or an eye or whatever, like that's just going to be absorbed like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to be able to tell if your body's going to reject it or not. Like, is your stomach going to be messed up, or you're going to start using the bathroom, or like that type of stuff. So you can really tell like what's going to help you, what's going to hurt you. Fucking steak and liver can get you like that, dude. And his kids eat it. His wife eats it. They all eat that way. Mm-hmm. They don't even have Wi-Fi in the house.
I love how that's like a major point for you to bring up. Like that has anything to do with their nutrition or how they look.
Yeah, but that's
they
one of the
just
tenets.
don't have Wi-Fi, man.
Dude, he
it's
turns
crazy.
the Wi-Fi off. He makes you put your phones in these containers. He sleeps on a wooden, like, floor. Not a floor, but like a raised bed. But it's just a wooden piece of wood.
Yep.
And just like a couple of sheets. Like he lives, and then like every morning he wakes up and walks outside, shirts off, shoes off, getting connected with the ground.
Nature.
Yeah, he goes to bed when it gets dark, and he wakes up when the light comes up.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, he's the old school, I guess, ancestral way of living.
It's one of those things where I get it. I get, like, there's definitely a spiritual... There's something that you can get out of that. Yeah. Emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever you want to say. I get that. But there's no reason to all the time. You don't have to go that far. Does that make sense?
Well, I mean...
Listen, we have mattresses for a reason. At least put down like a bed of straw. You don't have to sleep on wood, man.
Yeah. Or is that better?
Is it?
I don't know.
Here's the thing. I get it. Again, I understand, because the human body evolved, however you want to say it, is built, that's a better way of putting it, is built to lay down flat. If you're going to sleep, you sleep on totally flat ground. I mean, we slept in caves that probably weren't necessarily the most comfortable things ever.
Right.
But also, like, I mean, we're not meant to sit down for 24 hours a day. That's a big thing. But no, like, human beings, again, you don't have to. If you don't want a mattress, that's fine. But even cavemen, like, got a bunch of leaves, put down a skin rug, and laid on that.
They were weak cavemen, all right? They didn't make it. Man. They
didn't
make it.
I'm pretty sure go back in time, pull a caveman, bring him back to this time, make him fight Liverman. Liverman would die. All right.
Not any caveman.
They were all pretty much the same. They had to be.
Well, they're all dumb.
But they could kill you.
Maybe.
You versus a caveman, that caveman would rip at least an arm off.
Okay. Wait a minute. First of all, we got to think. Okay, me versus caveman my size? Maybe. Probably.
That's probably the smallest caveman.
No. But me versus like
if we're talking caveman, they've got like at least 1/3 or 1/4 Neanderthal DNA, all right?
Oh yeah.
So listen.
Speaking of DNA, which one did you do?
I did Ancestry.
Okay. So when
me and Courtney are going to do 21andMe. She wants to run the gamut in case 21andMe finds something that Ancestry doesn't. So
okay, so you get it, you do the thing, you send it back. It takes a few weeks, months, whatever.
Yeah.
And then when you get it back, what happens?
So the way mine works for Ancestry.com, I'm sure they're pretty much the same. You get your package, the gift or the box that has the thing in it. You can't eat or drink for I think 10 minutes prior, or smoke. So don't put anything in your mouth before you do it. You just fill up a vial that's about that big, about that much of saliva.
Okay.
Fill it up with saliva. You pour in this bonding agent that will preserve it for a long time. You put it back in the box. You put the label on it. You send it back. 3 or 4 weeks go by, up to 2 months. I think mine took 6 weeks.
Okay.
You do 6 weeks. You get an email because you filled out the whole thing. You signed up online. Blah blah blah. Then it gives you the package will have the activation code for you. You can do this all before you send it off. Make your account, put in the code. Blah 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 blah. Do all that. Then, when it finally does get tested and then they put the results up, you'll be notified via email. You can check everything there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you look at your results, what's it tell you? For
my results, it tells me it breaks down the white and then it gives me the 50% South Vietnamese. I think
breaks down the white as in like the different types of white?
Like where?
Okay.
So I know I'm Dutch. I know I'm Norwegian. I think I've got a little bit of British. And I think just like the smidge of German or something like that.
Okay.
That's what it breaks down. I don't remember ever seeing anything about Neanderthal DNA or anything, if that's what you're trying to get at.
No, I wasn't. But go ahead, keep going.
No. That's it. Like
okay.
For me and Courtney, because she did it for the same reasons. We were hoping that would break down a little bit more of like the Vietnamese side.
Yeah.
Unless we're just purebred Vietnamese, which sounds very unlikely.
So,
but
which one's the one that allowed you to meet her?
Ancestry.com.
Okay, so when you did this, how did you meet her?
So for my mom that's already been doing it, I was able to like import her family tree. I did that, but that's only the boar side. I got a match, and you get a bunch of matches of like, oh, this person shares 7% of your DNA on this side of your family, blah 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 blah, and it's all the white people. It's like people that are far distant cousins. Like you'd have to go up three or four generations, over 4 branches, down, and then over more branches and then down. Like
gotcha.
They're not anywhere near what family would necessarily be.
Sure.
However, when I was looking through it, I was very, very lucky that I saw this when I did. There was somebody, because I broke down like I filtered it like who the most DNA connected to me, blah 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 blah. It was one person that had 50, or like a quarter or something like that. It was a percentage that only happens from either first cousins or siblings.
Okay.
So at that point, I was like, oh, well, this person may know my biological father, so I sent them a message. It took her from August until October to even read it, but that's how we got connected.
Okay.
I probably should check my Ancestry.com in case anybody else has taken a test.
Sure.
But it's one of those things where, again, I've mentioned it plenty of times, like me and Courtney she literally did hers in May last year. I did mine in June. She hadn't checked hers in 3 months by the time I found her profile. And then it took her another 3 months to even see me. Like, if you're looking for anybody, that's not necessarily the easiest way of doing it.
Sure.
But it can tell you, like, you may find, if you have any half siblings that you don't know about that are on there, you may find them. Like me. But
they would have had to do the test too.
They have to do the test too, yes. It doesn't, there's no, because of privacy law, there's no universal or international, there's no international, genetics database.
Yeah, the census even goes up to 1950.
Yeah. Which that is the other cool stuff about Ancestry.com specifically, because I think Ancestry.com is literally supposed to find, like, it's meant to find your ancestry, whereas 21andMe is more of a genetics-based one.
Okay.
So for Ancestry.com, and again, this is stuff that my mom was able to do, even though she hadn't taken a test yet. She was able to make an account and then, like, build our family tree, because her and my grandmother were doing that they've been doing it for like 5 or 6 years now. They just want to have a complete family book.
Yeah.
That my grandmother had for years anyway, but then my mom started digitizing it so that it could live on in case anything ever happens to the book. That way we know we have X amount of cousins in Alabama, we have cousins in Florida, Wisconsin, Indiana, Iowa, Arizona, all over the place. We can connect everyone. But also, and this is what's very cool, I was able to find, because Ancestry.com does have anything that is related to public record. So when I was trying to build my family tree on my dad's side, I was asking my mom specific questions about him, and she was able to give me first name, last name, and then I was able to search through people in public record that may have that same name and date of birth.
Right.
I was able to find, like, he had a house/trailer in at X point in time. Because of his public records of he owned that place. I think I found, like, his immigration record from when he came to the country or something like that. It wasn't, there was not enough of a lead to actually get anywhere with it for me and Courtney to find him, but we were able to find that much out. And I think I was able to connect that with him living in, like, Kentucky at some point, which is where we found him, quote unquote. The state of Iowa found him to pay child support when I was like 7.
Gotcha.
Or 7 or 8. And then a California address. I think that was, like, way out of date. Because the building doesn't even exist anymore, I don't think. So it's one of those things where Ancestry.com is really cool, but again, me and Courtney are wanting to do 23andMe as well.
Me too.
Because I feel like that'll give me more of, like, oh yeah,
where you came from,
who, what your genetics are, because people always say, like, oh wow, I found out that I was genetically disposed to Alzheimer's, and I was able to start preventing that.
Yeah, that was like $200.
Yeah. I know I'm predisposed to diabetes, heart disease, stuff like that, just because my grandfather had all that stuff. So like, I know that much, but at the same time, there's all of the Asian side of me that could have all of this other kind of problems that I didn't probably know about. So,
so I say that because
I was gonna ask, why are you asking?
Yeah, I am. So obviously, me and Tia are getting married, and the plan, what we've kind of came up with is, late 2023, right? So we're getting there. And I've always told her, I was like, listen, I need a 12-month warning. because I'm gonna get in the best shape of my life. Like, we're going to Samoa, and I'm gonna represent, right?
I'll pay my own ticket, but I also need to be in the best shape of my life.
And I know I was like, I'm gonna learn more. Like, I've done my study or like watched
done your research,
videos, and read some things and whatever. Haven't really retained like
enough of it
to be like a history professor or whatever. But I'm trying to get basic conversational material.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to go a little bit deeper. All right. So I was trying to figure out like where the Polynesians came from.
Mm-hmm.
That's my question.
Okay.
So what is a Polynesian? All right. Where'd they come from? And from what I've gathered, there's two theories.
Mm-hmm.
They either came from Taiwan,
would make sense,
or they came from like Colombia and South America. So
that's so. I have always had that theory too, of it could. It doesn't even necessarily just have to be one or the other. It could be both.
Yes.
At the same time, like maybe not on the same island at the exact same time, but like whatever island's closest to South America, whatever closest is to Thailand, they meet in the middle, and then they spread back out.
They're all indigenous people, like natives of those lands, right? And that would, in theory, be a Native American, right? It's in America. Like then it was America.
Yeah.
Right? So it would have been a Native American. So that's what they call them. Like the Native Americans of South America.
Yeah.
Went west. And then the natives of Taiwan and what else? I don't know Papua New Guinea.
Yeah.
And something else over there went east, and they kind of just figured those places out. But the Pacific Islands were the last islands on the earth to be settled by people. Like, that was the last places we kind of found, right?
Yeah.
And then it got me like figuring out like, so the original Polynesians were called the Lapita or the Lapita. I don't know how you'd pronounce it. But that's like their ancients. That's like their Egyptians or whatever. And they think they came from those places, and they're like 1500 BC.
Hold on. I've got a question.
What you got
for these people?
I got an answer. What you got?
You're telling me that they want to say that people came from Thailand or Taiwan? I'm sorry, the island off the coast of China to America to the Samoan Islands.
To the Polynesian.
Oh,
region,
okay. Because I was about to say
Islands.
it's way easier to go from Taiwan to the Philippines to Papua New Guinea and then like piggyback.
Well, that's what they did. Those people migrated.
That makes sense.
They migrated to that area.
Again, way more interesting to say that like people from Peru or Mexico or Chile went east.
Here's the other option, because of when you look at DNA, it's a lot heavier on the Taiwan, Philippine, Papua New Guinea side, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's called Austronesians.
Oceania?
No. Oceania is the area, but it's called like as Austronesians or something type of people.
Yeah.
And those people, their closest DNA was to like the Taiwan.
Okay.
Anyways, so what they think is those people came to the islands first.
Got it.
And then they went as they, evolved into those type of island people, whatever, whether they're
they figured out
or Tongan or Samoan or whatever, that they went east to trade with the South Americans. And when they traded goods and boats and materials and ships and like their knowledge for the women of South America that came back to the islands.
Makes sense.
And then you kind of have that crossbreed of like the two indigenous people. Like, I don't know. Regardless,
interesting.
I'm like, man, that's almost impossible to go backwards and figure that out, right? So then I was thinking about myself. All right, so American Samoa is American Samoa, but regular Samoa, which used to be called Western Samoa, was German Samoa.
Yeah.
All right. So it didn't come up Samoa until like 1997. So German Samoa. So like they owned that, and America owned American Samoa. World War II. So I'm thinking there's got to be some German shit down there somehow or another, right? You'd think. Like, there's got to be something in the water.
There's a lot of German stuff in like Peru and Chile Uh,
I'm just saying. So I was like, where do I come from? Obviously, I want to do the 23andMe thing or whatever, but like I want to, and I started thinking back, like this is how dumb this sounds that I don't know. Like I was trying to think, like how many generations are we removed from the beginning of the United States of America? Okay, so my dad was born in 1952, and so was my mom.
mm-hmm.
My dad's mom died when she was 90.
Jesus.
And she died in 2012.
Okay.
So she was born in 1920.
Yeah.
Right? So one generation back goes to 1920.
Well, keep in mind, people live a lot longer than they used to. So the generations get shorter the further you go back.
To certain people.
Yes.
So I look on my mom's side, both of my mom's parents died at 73.
Wow.
Yeah. And what's crazy to me is like, and maybe I don't remember them exactly what they look like or the way they were because I was young. But I wasn't that young. And I remember them pretty well. The 70 that my mom and dad are is not even close to the 73 that they were.
In
right?
a good way or a bad way?
In a good way.
Okay.
Right? Like they were a lot older. Does that make... I don't know if that makes sense.
They did not age as well.
It's just a lot older.
Yeah.
And I thought they were older than 73. Maybe I was just wrong. But they pretty much died back to back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure I was looking it up and they were 73. So, I mean, yeah, because if they died 2000, 2004, they're 73. They're only, a few years younger than my mama.
Yeah.
And then my dad's dad died when he was 10.
Okay.
All right. So where I lose track is I can't figure out how old the parents of my grandparents were.
Okay.
And it's like, it's hard to find that on the internet.
Mm-hmm. That's where it may be beneficial for you to go. I would do 23andMe, but you do what we did in reverse. I would say do 23andMe, figure out your genetics, but then Ancestry.com can be more of a tool to find X, Y, and Z.
But I don't
through
care
public
about
records.
cousins. And that sounds terrible. I do care about my cousins. I'm saying I don't care about finding. I only want to know this. I want to know. I know who my parents' parents were.
Yeah.
I want to know who my parents' parents were.
Exactly.
And I want to
again, that's where you can. It takes work because you have to do you kind of have to do a little bit of research.
Yeah.
You have to figure stuff out. But again, anything that's public record, birth certificates, arrest records, what do they call it? Immigration records, like with my dad. So my mom was able to find, I don't know how many generations back up it is, but we weren't here for the Revolution. We weren't here for the Civil War. Or I think we were here for the Civil War. We weren't here for the Revolution is what I was trying to say. So we immigrated at some point, and she was able to find the immigration records from Angel Island, from Europe. So that's where you can find that stuff if you do a little bit more digging than just surface level. And you do have to know, at least to start, you do have to know their names and stuff like that.
Right. So I would need to figure out what my grandparents' parents' names were.
Yes.
And their parents.
Yes.
That's like step one. But if my parents don't know that, then
again, public records is probably going to be as long as it's in public record, you should be good. And then you find out that your parents' immigrated illegally. So
well, here's this. So okay, so just put them both back in the 1920s.
Yeah.
All right, 1920s. That's my mom and dad's parents.
Again, my great-grandmother that I saw in October, she's 95 this year. So that's about right.
Yeah. All right. So let's say people lived for 60 years. All right, so take 60 years away from that. Now we're in 1860.
1860. Yep.
Then you go one more back. So that's 1, 2, 3. You go one more back. That's 1800.
Mm-hmm.
You go one more back.
That's the revolution. 5 generations removed.
You're 5 fucking people away from the
George Washington.
from the beginning of this goddamn country.
Yeah.
And we think we've just been here forever.
To us, we have.
We need to get our shit straight in this
we're
country.
falling apart.
Is what we need to do. Like
the 200-year experiment, man.
Yeah. Like we're 4 generations fucked.
Yeah.
And now people are living longer. So like you got to deal with like these people that have been taught these damn like Russian mind tricks since the damn 70s that are going to live for the next
Russian
90 fucking years.
Yeah.
Or it's actually the Germans, the German mind tricks or whatever it was.
Yeah,
I was watching
dude.
some dude who's like with the KGB.
Mm-hmm.
It was this dude from the KGB. He was like talking about this shit like in
the Yuri something?
The dude from the 70s?
Glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
that video is
Rogan,
terrifying.
Did you hear it from Rogan?
I didn't hear it from Rogan. You want to know where I heard it from originally?
Alex Jones?
Well, yes. It was in that kind of circle, but the most famous place I've ever seen it is for Black Ops Cold War, the original trailer. That interview is the like VO over the original trailer.
So Rogan played it.
Yeah.
And like Rogan played this clip for I don't know 8-12 minutes on his show.
It is a fascinating interview.
And everything that dude's saying is happening.
Yeah.
And he said it in the 70s. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is a long-term play. This is a 25-year play." So, I don't know, man. But that's about all I've got tonight.
Yeah, dude. It's scary.
I could do down some different rabbit holes. But some things I want to do is
Buy
I want
more
to figure
flamingo
out
shirts.
Yeah. So there's a few brands that are pretty legit when it comes to the Hawaiian shirts. This is Target, so this is not one of them.
This is what's the brand?
Goodyear.
Good. Is it Goodyear?
Goodwill.
No.
Good.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, good something. Anyways, actually these shorts are Target, but they're called All in Motion. They're the best ones.
Yeah.
There's a company that makes Aloha shirts, Kahala.
Goodfellow, that's what it's called.
Goodfellow.
Yeah.
Kahala, I believe, Kahala. The original Hawaiian shirt maker, 1936, is like what they're dubbed. Obviously, there's been shirts prior to that, I think. But they got a website. Their shirts run anywhere from $100 to $200. Well, your boy's got a trick. That trick's called eBay. Go to eBay. I got me a Kahala shirt. Ordered on the way, shipped everything, $100+ shirt, $15.
What? Holy cow!
Yeah. Well, think about it. Think about somebody that's like, this is old. Nobody's going to use this from like the 80s.
Gunner, on your next eBay trip, I need you to buy me at least one. Just need an extra large, buddy.
Actually, sure.
I mean, I could go smaller. I just have to slim down into it.
Okay. We'll go extra large. But so I got a large to see how it fits because all the ones I've been getting from Target, I wear extra large. Weird. I don't know.
Yeah. The one I got that's... So, for those in the audience, I literally bought the exact same shirt that Gunner is wearing right now.
Oh, yeah.
I bought an XXL just because I wanted it to be comfy.
Yeah.
And it is very comfy.
Yeah.
I wore it for 4th of July, man.
It's a comfortable shirt.
It's a great shirt.
But yeah, so I've got 2 Hawaiian shirts from Target, and this shirt, another flowery shirt, and some other short sleeve shirts. But I'm about to go Hawaiian. I think my goal, and Tia doesn't know this. Hopefully, she's not listening to this episode. I think one of my goals is I want to have a Hawaiian shirt for every day of the month.
You want 31 Hawaiian shirts?
Just in case. Here, I think this is where I'm about to get. I'm about ready to start looking for a house. All right, I'm about to hit that next phase of grow up. I'm about ready to start looking for a house. The house I'm looking for that we would be going to, I want to be bigger, to be more of like a. This is our.
You're gonna grow into it.
This is our. We're gonna settle into this one.
Yeah.
All right. I think the housing market's starting to pull back a little bit. Interest rates are going up.
Quite yet, but yes.
Interest rates are going up. Housing prices are going down, so it's flipping into a buyer's market more so than a seller's market. But it's the same price regardless for the buyer. It's just the seller's not making as much money. And we'll see how that goes. But start looking for some places, and then I think that like my wardrobe, obviously like the stuff I have already, but then I want a month's worth of clothes, like
different styles.
Yes.
Okay,
but
I understand that.
Of like 3 of my styles.
That makes sense.
Like the suit, the kind of like slacks and a polo, and the shorts and a polo, like that
makes
the
sense.
summer fall vibe, like all of it, and just have it to where I know that I'm gonna wear this, and when all these are done, I'm gonna take these to the cleaners, and I'm gonna come back and my closet's full again.
You know that you only have to buy like. There's a very good Steve Harvey bit. It's not even a bit. It's just him talking about when you first make money, buy yourself a white button-up shirt, a tie, and slacks. Then you buy yourself a beige shirt, a black shirt, a navy shirt, and then some other color.
Yeah.
And then you buy a blue jacket, a brown jacket, a black jacket, and again another color.
Yeah.
And then you buy again the same thing, different colors of slacks. And you have one for every. You have X amount of combinations because you've got X amount of ties, X amount of shirts that go with all of these different shirts that go with every slacks that you bought,
right?
And then jackets that go with every shirt you bought. So it's one of those things that you don't need to buy 30 of them. You just got to buy enough of them that work together in the same way.
Sure. I also don't want like. Here's my thing with laundry. I want to be able to wear like a week's worth of. This is what I want. Here's a perfect world for me. I want to be able to do whatever I want to do for one whole week. Right? Like one whole week of underwear, socks, workout clothes, jackets, anything.
Yeah.
Whatever event pops up. Suit, no suit, anything, snowboard trip.
Anything that could possibly happen in a 7-day period.
Anything that could possibly happen in a 7-day period, I want that times 3.
Okay.
And then I want to do that. I want to do one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I want to go to the cleaners and know that I still have a whole nother 2 weeks of shit. And then I don't have to worry about going to pick the cleaners today. I can just, hey man, when you get to that, you get to it.
Yeah.
And then you just can pick it up at the end of the week. So there's no like time constraints. That's what I like. That's where I'm trying to get to.
That, you know what? It's kind of what I'm trying to get to too.
And I'm not like I'm not saying like I need nice clothes. I'm saying like with the clothes I have currently and the clothes that I can get.
Yeah. I
just want that shit organized.
Yeah.
To where
there is something. I'm not OCD.
I am. I'm OCD in thought, but too lazy to make it happen.
You're CDO in thought.
What is that?
CDO. It's OCD in correct order.
Oh yes. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm the same way. Like I love the idea of having like I don't even need like a walk-in closet, but having a closet that's like everything's laid out perfectly. I just pick up some shoes. I pick a shirt, pick some pants, shorts, whatever. Put it all on. Go about my day. Put it all back. Put it all back. Wash it. Put it all back in the same exact place. I would love that idea.
But I just can't pull that off. Wanted a huge closet. Like I want my closet to be. I say my.
Okay.
Our.
Pause. Picture this: walk-in closet. Got hangers on either side. Then you have an island in the middle.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
Island in the middle. Not on top, but below it, you have shelves for your shoes. And then on top, you have watches, necklaces, hats, all that stuff on top. Oh, that's what I want.
I'm going to one-up you right here.
Ooh, do it.
I would need, and it's not that I need to build this house. I feel like there's probably already something like this.
Gunner, I've always told you, I want to build my house. But it costs too much money.
So here's the bedroom, right? King-size bedroom. Open floor plan, real big. Enough to where king-size furniture looks small.
Yep.
That's what I want the king.
Do you need a king size furniture though?
We already have it.
Okay, that's
But
what I was asking.
Yes, I will forever have king size furniture. Like I want big furniture to look tiny.
Absolutely.
Okay?
I understand that.
And then I want like there to be, like a door off to the side to where there's the closet.
Okay.
I want the closet to be more long than wide.
Yes.
But plenty wide.
Yes.
But just extra long.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you walk in, everything to the right, like it's gonna it'll go like this, like a locker type style, up against the wall, and then go up against the wall, and then go this way, right? And then on this side, the same thing.
And a mirror at the very end.
No.
Oh. Right.
This side, me. This side, Tia.
Obviously.
In the middle, there's an island. That's accessories, ties, underwear.
Yep.
All that shit right there. 2 benches around that to where you can sit down, put your shoes on,
Absolutely.
whatever you want to do, right? Then, like, directly across from the door on the other side of the island,
Okay.
a closet inside the closet.
Jesus.
Right? But it's not. It's the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
You open it up.
Makes sense.
Now you're into the bathroom.
Are you literally trying to tell me that you're wanting to be able to walk in a single direction in your house and then just walk out the door kind of thing? Is that what you're trying to do?
Well, I'm just saying, in a perfect world, this is what I want to do. I want to wake up.
Uh-huh.
I want to walk to my bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to shower. I don't want to have to go find clothes to bring to the bathroom with me or bring to the shower or whatever. I want to go to the bath. I want to go sit in the sauna.
That's connected to your bathroom.
That's in my bathroom. And then I want to take a shower. And then I want to, get ready and everything. And then I want to open that door. And everything that I own to wear is in this room.
Mm-hmm.
And the next time anybody sees me, I'm fully dressed walking out of the house.
Yeah.
So I want to walk in and walk out dressed.
Makes sense.
No in the hallway, no going back and forth. None of that.
This is my idea of what would be
TV in there and everything, like all kinds of shit in the closet.
Yeah. This is my idea of a perfect bedroom. It's very, very similar, except the bathroom's not on the far end. It's right next to the closet. There's a door from the bathroom into the closet.
That's also fine.
I don't know. Listen, here's my thing, and this is actually something I've done here recently. I've been messing around with a program to make building schematics.
Uh-huh.
Not for any other reason other than I wanted to. Because I want to, like we've been saying for the past 10 minutes, I would love to build my own house. Or at least have an idea of what a house would look like in my head.
Yeah.
I could put it on paper / a program and build it. Well, Gunner, we might just have to do that. We should sit down for a podcast and just draw out what a perfect house would be.
So I'll tell you right now, all I need is to be able to grow in it and everything, 3,000 to 3,500 square feet.
I could agree with that.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't need a
Rancher.
mansion. Oh.
I don't want 2 stories. I don't want to walk upstairs.
I understand that.
I want a rancher with a detached garage with like a walkway type of thing that connects the two, with a roof on the walkway.
Yeah.
So that you don't get wet if it's raining or whatever. Almost like a sunroom, but a walkway.
Makes sense.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
It's not bad. Listen, I've said it multiple times in the past week because we've had these kind of conversations around different people. I don't need a massive house.
Yeah.
Because I'm just gonna be alone in it. Like I don't need a mansion. I don't need a McMansion. I just need enough room.
Listen, I want.
What you just described is not a McMansion.
It's not yet, but could be.
You gonna build it into one?
I mean, so like 3,500 square feet, that's plenty. But like I think 3,500 square feet in a 2-story house is not as big.
That's fair.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I just like the openness of this thing goes forever.
Yeah.
How long is this thing? Like how deep is this thing? Like that's what I want. That's what I want, man. Well, hey, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, we gotta get out of here. We went way over.
What we at?
119.
Jeez.
Well, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 120.
Hey guys, subscribe to the podcast. Leave reviews. It's the only thing we ask you to do. It's really the only thing we ask you to do. Hey, these YouTube shorts, just about every one I post now is hitting a K. So, yeah. But we'll check in with you on the 75-day hard. I'm sure we'll talk about it here and there, but I want to do another check-in on day 50 and another check-in on day 75. So, if you guys know anybody that checks body fat around here, hit me up. I need to do that. All right. Peace. Bye.